It's my third fundraising in San Francisco. First one was when a lot of you were children. It was when we brought Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan here in San Francisco, when no one knew Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan. And I remember that San Francisco was somehow different. First of all, let me just talk about the floods. I'm going to talk for about 10 minutes, and then I look forward to your question answers. Because, you know, the problem with us politicians, you've forgotten that I'm a politician too, that we love the sound of our voices and get carried away. So I'll just briefly explain what was not shown on the flood video, because I got lost. This is the first time I've seen this cricket video. The expense, the administrative expense that IKF has for distributing relief goods, seeds, or building villages is less than 2%. So whatever money or a dollar that comes to IKF, only 2% goes into administrative costs. The rest all goes into... And this is very important, because here's someone who has been raising money for 20 years. It's very important that when you give to a charity, you must ask how much money does it actually get to the affected people. Because in Pakistan, sadly, and maybe in other countries too, but in Pakistan, it has become a big racket. Sometimes over 50% of the costs go into administration. So less than 50% actually gets to the people. So that's very important to know. And I'm very proud that IKF spends less than 2% on administrative costs. Secondly, we set up all the financial checks and balances and controls before we started raising money. We have the best auditors in Pakistan, Ferguson's, auditing our accounts. All our accounts are on our website. The audited accounts are on the website. So afterwards, maybe if anyone wants to know anything more about what we are doing, we will give you the website number. The third thing, what you saw on the screen does not actually tell you the true amount of damage done in Pakistan. 22 million people affected. Sadly, Pakistan has one of the most corrupt and incompetent governments when the floods came. So the problem with such a huge tragedy was that we did not have a government that could cope with it. Even if it was competent, it would have struggled to cope with it. And so people like us had no option but to join in. As a Pakistani, we had no option but to play our part. The impact of the floods is already being felt in Pakistan. Food inflation has been unprecedented. 30% of the land was underwater. That means that this area all along the Indus, which was the breadbasket, which is the breadbasket of Pakistan, it means that we will have, because of food shortages, already we have the greatest food inflation in the country. So as prices go up, more and more people in Pakistan are falling under the poverty line. And this is why that seed distribution program was very important. Because the challenge was to get seeds across to the farmers. The farmers, 80% of them were subsistence farmers, lost everything. They lost their cattle, their livestock, their crops, and the seeds which they had stored for sowing in the month of November and early December. So the challenge was to get seeds across to as many farmers as possible, so that once they planted their crops, they would be able to get back on their feet. But I'm afraid even if we